Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host Chris Tysus, and we're here with an update on the channel and stuff like that as we're getting towards some, exciting times here for November as we have the PC build is finally finishing up in the middle of November, which is great, just before the launch of the Pokemon game. And I'm thinking of putting together the PC before that happens because that would be super cool, right? Brand new game, new PC up and about, and we can do stuff like that. I think it would be really, really cool to do that. And it has taken pretty much all of this year. It's not just the PC we were putting together. We were getting changes in the background and lights and other sort of channel upgrades that we had to make for this year, which is great. And there'll still be some other stuff next year, a couple extra additions to the PC and bits and pieces that we'll do. We'll get some Switch Joy-Cons and the OLED dock, which has an Ethernet port to it, which is pretty helpful when you're streaming games. So those things will come next year. They're not as important as getting the PC, of course. But we do have a couple other things that we probably need to talk about. But first off, let's look at some cool things here. There we go. So we have tabs on the channel, which is great, which now separates the normal videos from your shorts and live content, which is really good. So there's all your normal videos that we have here. We have the shorts in a nice, neat spot that I've done. I haven't done that many if you think about it. And I think that I will probably definitely be doing more in the future now that we've got the tabs. And they do help out, It's a bit half and half. Some do well, some don't. And you got your live content, which is all your latest ones, including this one. Look, you just click the notifications for Smash Brothers. Stream coming up tonight. And you can see all your live streams in the one spot. So it's not all cluttered together. And if you're not interested in the shorts or you only watch me for my live streams, you can, pick and choose the ones that you want. And even the most popular ones, which is no surprise, it's Mario Kart and Splatoon 3. As you know, this year has been super popular when it comes to that. I do expect Pokemon to probably make a big comeback with the new Scarlet and Violet that we'll be getting in the next few weeks now. Really just a couple and a bit weeks now, which is excellent. So you can tell that the streams that have done well, like the birthday party ones like that one, and there was another one up here, was it? No. But you can tell which streams do well. Old Whisk here, of course, he's there. And there's the latest birthday one. And kitty cat stuff, of course. Always popular on the channel for some crazy reason. I wonder why. But yes, and Smash Brothers 2 has done well over time. So that's one thing. The other thing that we need to talk about is when we do our live streams. And I've been streaming at the worst possible time for me. And I could show you the proof. Boom. Rightio. So can we make this bigger? Yes, we can. So the darker the color means less people, less of my viewers or subscribers are watching. The lighter the color or the brighter the color means that there are more people watching. And this is the times that I am streaming. Here, this is the graveyard shift. It's like working at a petrol station or at a Kmart at 2 o'clock in the morning where barely anyone is there. And basically when I start the stream, no one is online. There are some Australians that turn up, but they're kind of a bit fickle, they might be busy at nighttime, doing family stuff or relaxing after a day of work and things like that. And then it starts to get a little busier, and as we've said on the streams, it starts to get really busy at around midnight, which isn't particularly great, after I've been up all day. you know, sometimes doing 4, 5, 6 hour streams can be a bit taxing, right? Depending on how I'm feeling. So my thinking is, if I want to make sure that when my viewers are on, mostly, is to give them the opportunity to be able to watch my streams live instead of on replay, which means that more people will watch. So it makes sense to change it from 8:30 at night to 8:30 in the morning, which is a bit of a radical change. Now, if you did that, you'll be sitting around here, which means that a fair majority of my viewers are there. Now, it doesn't mean that they'll actually watch, but it does give them a greater chance and gives me a better chance of having bigger streams. It makes more sense. That's when a lot of the other streamers that I know of come on live as well. Whoop, we made it a bit too big there. So the question is, what mornings do I do? This is the thing. I've been thinking about this all night up until 3 or 4 in the morning, as I normally do sometimes. So you would look at it and go, okay, 6, 7, 8 p.m. here. So you would say that Saturday and Sunday mornings makes the most sense, because Sunday morning is Saturday night in America, which is my biggest audience, right? It's makes up 50-60% of my audience, about 47 to 50%. And all the other countries are like the UK, Australia, da-da-da. So what I'm thinking of doing is streaming on the Saturday and Sunday mornings at about 8:30 in the morning. Now, I'm thinking that I could probably go earlier on the Sundays, something like even 6:30 in the morning, and just do one long big ass stream. So on the Sunday mornings, I could do Mario Kart first and then do like Splatoon 3 second, for example, right? It could be any of those two games. So you can do 2 streams on one long ass stream on the Sunday, and you do a shorter one on the Saturday morning. So we're trying to take advantage of when most of my viewers are on, right? Now, it could mean that these times change. It's in the last 28 days, but I've been watching it over the past several months, and it has always been this type of data. It's always been this type of numbers, right? Now, Monday is, funny enough, pretty good. Now, you could actually start at 6 o'clock or something like that in the morning and do it like that. So, would I do a Monday morning stream? I don't know. I'm not too sure. I think we might have to do something like that. So, definitely, if we bring up a notepad, streams. Oh my god, can we do a bigger? Where's the size? You can't even see that, can you, folks? This is what happens when you use stuff that you don't know. So you would do, you know, at like 8:30 a.m. Hang on. It's all live, folks. And you do Sunday morning at like 6:30 in the morning, which is pretty early, if you think about it. So those would be like the 2 streams. We're almost trying to do a double length stream on the Sunday morning and do like 5-hour streams, right? And do one like that. So you would do like 2 big streams in the mornings, meaning that I might not stream on any other day. But I don't know if that's such a thing. I think that just streaming it 2 times a week is okay. And you got to make sure that you pick out your most popular games, right? Now, the exception would be release of new games, aka Pokemon and Zelda and Mario, etc. So that would be like, you know, if a game releases on Friday, we would probably do a Friday morning stream, or we do a Friday night stream, right? To do that sort of stuff. And these games would be your popular games, right? They have to be for the channel, because that's how my channel makes money, right? We've got to think about, you know, feeding Chris here and make sure that I don't starve, which is great. And, you know, for all the work and effort that I put in. Now, there will be people out there that'll be like, oh, but what about those other games that don't do so well that I like Fortnite, and heck, even Rocket League doesn't do that well, and stuff like that. Well, we might have an answer for you. With the Smoke Bomb Show. Now, we're not going to be doing games on it all the time, but there has been the Smoke Bomb Live, which just a live stream once a week, which could be on Friday night. Oh my God. Which is Friday night, right? Unpopular games. Which is Fortnite, Rocket League, non-Nintendo games, right? Wow, you can really hear the clicking on this keyboard. That type of stuff. And the times might be different too, right? We might start it a bit earlier. So I'm not like finishing off the night at like 2 a.m. and then I've got this big ass, you know, then I've got the Saturday morning stream, right? Something a little earlier, a little easier. Now, they're not going to be super popular streams. And we will also be talking about, you know, creative updates, pop culture stuff, you know, TV shows, movies, I guess games at some point, stuff like that, right? So that's kind of my thinking about it. So that's what I think is probably going to happen. Which is weird to only have 2 streams a week for Nintendo Ninja News, but it might inspire people to come in more often and go, look, you know, Chris is only available twice a week now. He used to be on like 4 or 5 times a week. That type of thing. And it means that we can have longer streams where we do more than one game, right? If that makes sense. And I think that might be the way. And it still keeps it to 3 days a week. Because I don't want it to expand it out to 4 or 5 days where I just don't have time to do that sort of stuff, right? You know, to you know, be to burn out and stuff like that. And it means that, you know, what happens on the Saturday and Sunday nights, you know, what happens with those nights? Well, that means I can do more VOG videos, which is, you know, pre-record videos. I can do reviews. I can do photography stuff with Mr. Frankie and all that sort of stuff. I could do writing or just time off. Just, you know, have some time off. But I think that I'll be using the nights to be doing, you know, pre-record stuff, maybe reviewing a games, writing. There's a bit of writing to be done because I keep slacking off on it. But yeah, hopefully you folks understand where I'm coming from and how it sort of makes sense. Heck, I might even put it down to 7:30, which is a little bit on the early side. Right? Is it a bit too early? Yeah, it's actually, it's not too bad because that's 6 to 7, that's 7 to 8, and it takes about half an hour for a stream to warm up, for YouTube to push the videos out into the world and go, hey, Chris is live and you should go and watch him because, you know, he's a cool guy and he doesn't bite your head off unless you're asked to play with him and you're completely brand new. Then I will do that. So that's my thinking, and that's where I think I will do from next week onwards. Because me streaming on Saturday and Sunday nights makes no sense because no one is awake or up. Now, this might make it a bit hard for, our moderator, Mr. Dale, but we might have some options with, other people that might be able to step up. And generally, I would say that our audience is well behaved. You don't see too much misbehavior from people. So we're a pretty well behaved crew. Most of our viewers are pretty nice, and they know when people are misbehaving and stuff like that, right? They're pretty good. So that's why I like my viewers. They're nice people. They're nice like me, and good folks. So that's where I think my thinking is, and it just gives me a few more nights off too. It just makes things a little easier to work. So 2 longer streams on the Saturday and Sunday mornings, which means I'm going to be a morning person. I'm making some sacrifices here, folks. But that's okay. I think I need to be a bit more of a morning person, for, good routine and stuff like that. I'll still be up late at night, just on different nights. And I think that's the way to do it. I think that's how I would do it. And I will, have the schedule each week that Mr. Frankie of 1AD Photography made for us. So you know exactly what times I'm on, stuff like that. So I think that will make sense. Or we could do it at 8 p.m. Let me think. Yeah, we could just do it at 8. Let me sleep in a little bit, right? And then we'll show off the times. And I think that would be the way to do it. Saturday will be more of a standard 3-hour stream. Sunday will be more of a 4-5 hour stream where we play most likely 2 games or 1 big long stream. We probably will put Splatoon on and just see how it goes, because that's our most popular game and that will help us out. So this was a very long video, but at least it's nearly 20 minutes of me ranting and talking about things out loud. And hopefully this does make sense, because when I stream at nighttime, folks, there's no one watching. We've done really well to stream at nighttime during the graveyard shift. But when you look at these numbers and you look how bright and colourful they are during the days, especially on the weekends, and even Monday could be an option. But I don't want to, find a daytime work and then be like, can't do that now. We'll have to move it to another time. So I think this is going to be the new schedule. And then the only differences would be like new games that will come out, like your Pokemon Zelda. So like when Pokemon comes out, we will do a Friday night stream and we won't host it on the Smoke Bomb channel. So popular games on NNN, not so popular games on the Friday night. And I think that's the way to do it, right? I think that's the way to do stuff like that. So, nearly hit the 20-minute mark, so sorry for that. But, these are some big changes, some big stream changes. And I think that I've been wanting or been trying to think of what's the best way to do it. And I think this is really the only way to do it. So, I don't care much about the watch time anymore, stuff like that, because we're moving towards more like buy me a coffee and things like that, where it's a monthly subscriptions or donations. YouTube ad revenues up and down, but it just gives me more time to do other stuff too, at night time and things like that. So that's going to be it for me, for you folks who have been watching on. Lots of stuff to sort of digest, I suppose, but that's my thinking and rambling about it, and hopefully it makes all sense and people will enjoy it. So, so that's it for me. Come watch me play Smash Brothers tonight, and look forward to the PC build, because there will be more stuff about, could I do PC gaming or not? And Pokemon 2. So November, it's going to be a massive month, and there might be a special guest here, me watching the streams with me. So that's something interesting too. So that's it for me. I'll see you next time.